Here we are once again in Backpack Hero. Now let me tell a certain someone that the stream is up. And let me load it up on my phone. And let me put it at full screen. Ah, jeez. You would think I wasn't even prepared for the stream and then I just threw it up on a whim. Haha, I don't do that. Nah. 7:42 is when I always stream. 7:43. Precisely on the dot. So, what's going on today? Today I took like a teensy little look at Crate, and Crate is freaking tough. Crate is really hard. I died like 5 times in a row on floor 2. So, hopefully we can play through the whole game and have a swell time and make an OP build this time around. Surely I was just lucky and just unlucky. Not that I was bad or anything. So let's get to it. What the hell? Is it putting me through the tutorial this time? No, it's not. This is the only time I did a normal start and not like a custom game. Yeah, okay. So, okay, interactive tutorial, that's fine. It'll teach you how to play better than me. Put items in the path of your core and use your core to activate them. The core creates a charge which travels in a straight line that contains 3 energy. It's pretty much the same Backpack Hero, but I have to really work for the ability to use my items. If multiple items are in the path of the charge projectile, they will all be used. I can also rotate the thing, right? So 1 shiv, 2 shiv. They both cost 0 energy. The charge... Oops, I didn't... I know. So watch this. They both got used because they were both in the path. You can also put stuff like coins in the path and it won't be used. I can tilt the sword so it covers 3 squares, and the sword will be used 3 times. I'm just gonna skip the tutorial and do it for real. Custom game. And normal. And yeah, like I said, I'm having a tough time. So here's what we got. We got the core, 3 energy like normal. I can put it wherever I want. I like to put it in the corner. You've got a switcher, which directs the charge along a different path, like a mirror with a laser. I can also switch directions at any time I please. So for instance, I could have path A and path B. I'm gonna keep one path for now for the following reason. I have a defensive grid, which costs 0 energy, can only be used once per turn, but the farther the charge travels before it hits the grid, the higher the defense. So naturally I want to put it as far as I can. I'm gonna put it here. So here's my plan, right? I use the wooden blade 2 times, right? Up, 1, 2. There's 1 energy left, so the projectile keeps going. Hits the grid at the farthest point possible. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defense. And then it hits the remaining blade and expends its final energy for 21 damage and 5 defense per turn. You've also got a microchip, which you can use once per combat, and it's just to free reorganize your pack. Right. Since the game works all based on charges, if I just have like a potion over here, I can't just use it whenever I want. I need the charge to go through the potion, which makes things quite difficult and makes it require a lot of forethought. I like the map on this one. Like, like it's still just childish scribbles, but at the top there's like binary, but it's in crayon. I wonder if that says anything. A 4-letter word. The red on the skateboard. Alright. Yeah. Let's go. Quite a lot of new items for this guy too. So, gotta get the bee, because curses are gonna be really tough to get rid of, since I'll have to also put them in my path. And, you know, use energy to remove the curses, which can really screw up my charge line if I want. So we get him. He defends. I'm only gonna be defending for 5 out of 6. We'll just keep doing this for now. Should win. And when you upgrade your backpack, it's too easy to just put squares in the right spots. Instead, you gotta play a bit of Tetris. And it is possible to put things in a way that it exceeds the space and you only get a few of the pieces in total. I'm gonna try to waste as little space as possible, so I could either put this here, or I could maybe put this here. I could make a really long line for my... Okay, let's try this, right? I'm gonna kind of do it backwards here. So that's 1 energy spent... No, hang on. Flip the switch. 2 energy spent, then we get a big boy block, and then we spend our final energy. We can put a shiv in the way, since a shiv costs nothing to use and it's just extra damage. Same with the chipped sword, it's also just extra damage. So I'll put that in the way too. Although, since my defense, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 block, I could get the tunic and get an extra 5 block for free. Actually, or I could remove one of the... Hang on, let's take out the shiv and the club here. That's pretty decent. I'm gonna spend my last energy on a club instead of just another blade. And... oh, I can still take one more thing. So it's either the tunic or the shiv. I don't see a reason to get infinite slime swords. I think we'll take the tunic. I've been losing on the early rounds, so I think the tunic is gonna help me survive a bit more. Let's go find the question mark here. Got a boastful spell sword. Every time you use an item, he does less damage. So, whoopsies, I bumped my whole desk and probably made quite the noise. Anyway. We're ready to go. We get 12 defense, and we've applied 7 weak just via the club and using all the items in the way. It's looking good so far. We can also use auto run if we want to just, yeah, auto run it every turn. I won't do that though. If I want to switch my targeting or something, I would be screwed. If I do this, I've got a little piece in the way. I could also do it like this. I could do it like that. I could do it like, make a tall one. I think I'll make the tall one. Slat's shield is a pretty good way to defend on the cheap. Dagger's looking pretty good too. 1 energy for 8 damage and 2 poison. Machete is free and does 3 damage to everyone. Maybe we get rid of the wooden blade, put in the dagger. And the machete, perhaps? Kinda like that. I can't see a way to put in the blade upright, since all this other stuff is in the way. The circuit board also lets me reorganize my backpack, but only one time. Could take cactus. Cactus is common. This is all common. Acid potion is going to be pretty good early when enemies don't have too much health, so I'll just stick it in the way there. Oh boy, another adventurer! Discover a rabbit in a witch's hat. It's a bit too big for her pushing your ears back. I've been learning all about magic. It's really amazing. Are you learning too? You'll buy a wand for 5 gold. I think it's the wand that just heals you up a bit, so I'm gonna say no thanks. Oh well, I guess I still have a few things to learn from this wand anyway. I like how the ears are down there. Anyway, let's see what the boss is. It's a big bee, which kind of sucks because probably curses. We'll see how it goes. So it should be 1. This is free, and then 1 more. Pretty good. And I defend. Couple more unique pieces here. The reverser. I'll put the dagger up at the top of the curve. I can only use it once per turn. If it goes through it again, I guess it doesn't really matter. It'll just continue. But it is only 1 use per turn, so I'll just put it there. What do I want? So, the reverser, it redirects the charge back the way it had come from, which could be useful, maybe. All this stuff is only 1 turn use, so if I want to use the same item multiple times, or I guess twice, it could bounce back. Alright, the dagger only works once per turn. It's just... well, right now it can only be used 0 times per turn because I already used it to win this fight. But, anyway. Tooth necklace. When a weapon kills an enemy, add 6 rage, which increases the damage of my weapon per rage. Which is pretty good since I have a lot of weapons, and it deals 1 damage to me per turn. A little risky, but since I have so many weapons, I kind of want to try that. If I have a bunch of shivs, for example, which are free, the damage gets buffed per shiv quite significantly on kill. We've got a brick, we could play with bricks for a passive block, maybe. The wheel moves around a bunch, and I don't think I am gonna have an easy time targeting things that move around with my energy conduits, so I'm gonna pass on that. I could take the brick. The coin in the way won't do anything, it'll just pass through. And I could take a liquid armor. Why not? Or I could take both mana stones, just in case I get something really good with mana in the future. Still don't know what the bomb crab does, but I will take the bee out since I don't want curses. Okay, so now I have 6 rage. And all my weapons will do lots of damage. I think the tooth necklace might have injured my block instead of my personal health, but I'm not certain. You got another rotator, which is like the switch, but it can't switch. Another brick, I might take that. A double battery, sorry. It's a 1-use consumable, but when it's used, it creates 2 other charges out of its poles with 1 energy each. Which is interesting. If I had it in line like this, for instance, I could send another energy Although that's not too good because all of my weapons are one turn use, so it would not be too wise to trigger them a second time, I believe. The Lucky Shiv, on kill it adds Great Luck, which improves my drop rate. I think that's quite good because, especially if I have Rage, if I just put it at the end of my chain, I won't be able to do much math with it. But I could always just hope that it'll get the kill. Starting to run out of space here. If I start doing a brick build, I won't need the tunic. Right now they'll only give me 2 block in total, but that's better than nothing, I suppose. I'll stick the club up like that. Put down the shiv at the end. I can move this one further for extra block. And we've got one more space. I am doing the brick build. Although I guess you just haven't seen that yet. One more item. I suppose I could take a rotator in case I need it later. Hang on, so in terms of energy, that's 1 energy used. 0, 0, 0, 2 energy. I could put a slats shield at the end and finish it up, I suppose. So if I take out this, I put this here, right, I need to give the rotator back. Okay, so 1, keep going, 2, this is free, this is free, this is free, 3. So there's an extra 8 block at the very end. Alright. You're right, I don't need energy. I kind of do. My character does not generate energy that I'm allowed to freely spend. But energy is still a mechanic. However, the amount of energy is contained within the moving charge projectile. Right. So when the core fires a projectile, that projectile contains 3 energy. Let's see what else I got. Another shield. So it's either 7 block or 8, so I'll keep the 8. Another machete. 3 damage for all or 5 damage on single. If we're doing rage, again, it might be kind of interesting to do 2 machetes. Yeah, a normal character only gets 3 moves. I only get 1 move, which is the firing of a core per turn. But that charge contains 3 total energy, so I can't just have, like, 11 energy being consumed along the path. I only have to budget myself to 3. Do I want to keep the chipped sword, though? What would I be giving up here? I'd be giving up a mana stone, and something else, and I don't want to give up a 3rd thing. I also have a shiv that is a normal shiv, too. If we give up a regular mana stone, we can take this shiv for an extra 2 damage. The only reason I can support so many weapons is because all but, like, 2 of them are free. This special symbol indicates that the chest contains robo-specific parts. Do one more fight first. That works pretty good. It works as I intended. I cannot take the curse, so I'll have to skip it. Another set of things. Can I go up like that? That's too tall. I could build a square like this, I suppose, and just use it for storage. I've got another switch. Oh, this is a toggle. Every time it's used, the direction flips itself. Interesting. A lucky ring for better drops. Another machete. At this point, why not? I'm gonna stack the shield up, since I only use it once anyway. Move all this stuff over. And we've got a third machete. This is also a new item, a cup of oil. When the charge passes through it, it adds 2 more energy to the moving charge. And then it's consumed, and then it's replaced with a cup. Pretty happy with this. Check this out. Hark! You are greeted by a member of the patrol! Squirrel looks at you absent-mindedly. Long ago, I retired from this patrol, he says. Now I spend my days adventuring, reliving my glory days. I don't need much of my old equipment anymore. Can I interest you in something? A shield, a weapon, or something to eat? I'll try a weapon. Pulls out a weapon and tosses it to you. The patrol lives by these weapons and another shiv. Hey! It's also free, does 2 damage, and on kill it gives me 2 gold. I don't expect to be killing anything with that in particular. And it would be nice if I could keep it somewhere. We're gonna get rid of the mana stone because realistically we're not gonna be using it. I'm trying to think of a way to put it in my path, but my path is pretty full up with stuff right now. I would either have to swap out the defensive grid for it, which is where like half my block comes from. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the grid gives me 9 block, and then the shield gives me another 8 for 17. And that's pretty comfortable. I wouldn't want to reduce that by half. I guess we'll just keep the shiv in our little pocket for later. And here's the chest with robo-specific parts. We've got a switch, consumable battery that gives me 2 charge in the direction. That double battery again. Get this amplifier. It adds 1 energy, and then it's disabled for a turn. That's pretty good. So I think it just recharges the beam for 1. And then it might be disabled either for the same turn, so I can't use it again. That makes sense, because then you wouldn't be able to produce like an infinite loop if you made a circle or something. Or it's disabled on the next turn, so you get 1 extra energy every 2 turns. Either way, more energy is pretty powerful. I think I'll even replace the shiv with it. Like that. I'll put it like this so I can stack all my weapons up. Yeah. And then since I have an extra energy, I can spend it on something. This deals... I would have to use the shield twice. And the grid is already better than the shield, but what I can do is I can swap their places now. The charge expires when it runs out of energy, so if it had hit the shield, if I did it like this without the amplifier, it would spend its first energy on the dagger, its second energy on the club, its final energy on the shield, and then it would disappear before it hits the defensive grid. But if I put the amplifier in, it's got 4 energy, it spends its 1, 2, 3, and then it can continue traveling on and hit the grid for an extra block. Doing a lot better than I did in my little like 2-minute practice runs that saw me die instantly. Okay, a lot of damage coming from you guys. Each turn he gets enraged. And he's got more health. I think I'll get the Vol a bit faster because he's got less health. Then I'll get rage and I can take down the gerbil fast. So 4 energy, 3, 2, 1, and it worked like I wanted. And it's re-enabled again, so it works every turn. And I didn't kill him, but I was able to defend. got a key. We have any doors? One door to a healer. I might want to visit the healer. Kind of depends whether I want to keep the lucky shiv or the golden shiv. They're both rare. I probably want to keep one and sell the other. Or sell both. Either way. These bricks have a special place in my heart right now, and I don't want to get rid of them. But if that's the case, I can't really pick up this key or this lucky ring. I might get rid of the bricks. It's only 2 bricks. What's the worst that could happen? If we get rid of the 2 bricks, we can pick up an extra lucky ring. We can get that key. We won't die. I feel a little bit dirty inside for abandoning the bricks since I've still never done a good brick build. But maybe we'll pick up like 7 more later. What do you got? It's got a cursed blade, which is empowered by curses. It's got the Ring of Doom, which is way too expensive for me. Let's sell the golden shiv, I suppose. I would rather have great luck, like the 1 odd time, than 2 gold, the 1 odd time. We got Peridot, which gives weapons poison, but nerfs their damage. I'm dealing with machetes, which do like 3 damage each, so maybe reducing their damage output by 1/3 is not great. Especially since that costs all my money, and where am I gonna put it? I'm here to sell stuff. The hatchet costs 0. If I have any armor, it does less damage. I do not have armor. This is an accessory. This is a shield. This is a shield. So we could use the hatchet. It would be a lot better than the lucky shiv. So I'm gonna sell the lucky shiv, get the hatchet. Should be doing 5 damage instead of just 2. Better not buy any armor now. I think that's all I'm gonna do right now. Let's see what the forge has. Add a haste to a structure. Well, I just got rid of my structure. I could add 2 block to a shield. I could add 3 slow to a weapon. If I add 3 slow to a weapon, and I add it to a machete which deals damage to all enemies, then I'm gonna slow down all the enemies. Alright, let's do some fighting. It did not function as intended. It only worked against the targeted enemy. I took 1 hit. And since I don't get any passive block, the tooth necklace does hurt me. So that's something I gotta... Ah! Come on. Oh well. Flame gem. Adjacent weapons get 2 burn. Okay. I know what we're doing here. We're gonna put it like this. That's 3 adjacent weapons right there. Lizard Blade. Consumes 2 energy but does 16 damage. That's pretty good. I'm gonna unflip these around since realistically I didn't really have anything to spend that extra energy on from the amplifier. And it's a too long thing. Do I want to keep the club for 6? Do I want to keep the this machete for 3 and 3 slow? The club consumes energy. The machete does not. But the club does weak, and that's pretty good for me, I think. I'm gonna do this, and I'll have an extra little inventory space for something later, another time. Maybe I'll pack a battery And then if I'm really getting wrecked in the future, I can trigger the lizard blade a second time or something. There's something we could try. It's a bit ballsy, but if we get rid of the shield and the dagger, we spend 0 energy. Okay, and the club. We could spend 0 energy up to this point, and then we have the dagger sideways, and then we're doing 32 to a single target. And we're getting our probably like 8 block. But that's a pretty low number, so I think I'm gonna keep it the way it is. The dagger and the club is still pretty good. Just a thought. And I'm good with getting rid of this machete. Alright, lots of tubes. What kind of tubes do I want? Do I want tubes? I don't think I want tubes. How do I heal myself? Well, that's why I picked up the key. Because there is a healer over here, past this locked door. I'm gonna take that fight now. Thanks for reminding me. Alright, I could farm the muskrats, or I could kill the leader, and then they will flee. We're taking 21 damage, which is, a little scary. I think I'll have to do it this way. Wait. My defense! Oh, I put it... Oh, I'm stupid. I'm stupid! Hang on. I used my microchip, I guess, to reorganize? I don't know. Anyway. I don't know. I gotta put the block first. No, it just skipped my turn. Even though I had the microchip, it did it for free. I was just not used to... Okay! New run! New run. This game tough. For me. Let's go to the bramble this time. Surely the bramble will be a lot easier. Go away, must... I targeted the other one! Yeah. Okay. Let's put the curse here. And then we'll consume it. And then we'll do 2 damage. And then we'll take... a whole ton of damage, because I thought I would kill the muskrat, but I'm not going to. Okay, we're gonna start another other run. I think it's gotta be a custom game so I can skip the tutorial. Or maybe it only popped up once, because whatever. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Alright, this time, we click the B, we like triple click the B. And we get the B. And now we don't get half killed in one turn. We only get a little bit killed. This is okay. Okay, give me my stuff. Give me my square block. That's pretty good. Square block goes out here, and then I can just move this stuff over. Give me my loots. Give me my armor. Okay. We'll take some boots. We'll take a chest. You could take a helmet for later. Adjacent armor gets another block. Helmets to the right are disabled. Breastplate buffs weapons. Could do it like this then. A little inefficient, but not Really. All the weapons get buffed. Hey, this looks like there's like a dude in my backpack. He's the guy controlling the robot. Oh, a jack cleaver. It's almost like the normal color. Cleaver builds, I haven't done one either, but the way cleaver builds work is that powerful cleavers will automatically use nearby cleavers. So the jack cleaver uses the cleaver above itself. So it would be pretty good if I did this with a robot, I think, because I don't have to rely on the conduit to do all the activating for me. 2 energy is not something I want to consume for 7 damage. Also, I think I can rotate it. Yeah. I'll just keep this in my pocket for another time. Maybe if we get more cleavers, we'll be in business. Tumbus is snoring. Oh, it's a crow, a bandit. He's gonna take all my stuff and fly off. I might let him do that. Okay, my block did not get used. I used the microchip properly. How did I do this? I think in order to use the block, I would have to move... Yeah, I think I would have to move this all over to the right, and then it would be a pretty weak block. But it's something. It's 3 block. Another... Oh, this is nice. I can make it long. I'm gonna... just kinda... do the similar thing that it... Maybe. You know what? I'm not gonna bother. Ah. Oh boy. I'm like the dude in the mobile game. I can't fit all the items in my backpack. The mobile game ads. What's this? Oh, it's a piston, of course. The adjacent item above is pushed up. Okay. Maybe I'll need that another time. And again, I could probably push it. Hang on. Oh yeah, yeah. It just pushes an item in the direction it's pointing. A gauntlet. If we're doing more gauntlet stuff, you can take gauntlet. And we'll take a hatchet. We'll say goodbye to the active block and we'll just use passive stuff. The hatchet is free. Great. Who's this dude? A glitch in the Matrix? The wall splits open. Inside you see a vast abyss, green eyes peering in. Leshy's beast from Inscription in the cave trial? No. You recognize the eyes of a predator. Strange sounds echo from the place, and an offer is made. Take a rare item for a curse. So maybe it gives me both. Or, I don't know. You can feel an acknowledgement. Okay. And an item appears. The eyes watch as a horrible curse is placed in your backpack. So I do get 2 things. Big curse. Cannot fit the big curse. Warrior's spellbook. I could sell it. Okay. I'll just skip the curse and... Oh, I see. Very well. Alright, going for the B again. And we had some extra damage. Oh yeah, the hatchet does like nothing because our armor is here. Oh well, it's 1 damage extra. I'll probably just get rid of it then. And the flower, nah, extra boots. Can only have 1 pair active. Spiked helmet. is pretty good. It's just a helmet. Doesn't have any adjacency, anything like that. Poison potion, I can poison enemies. And then I'll take this little tube just for... Maybe I want to tube it up sometime. Let's see what the boss is gonna be. It's gonna be another Borb, the Hawk Warrior, once again. Hermit Crab, too tanky. But he is poisoned. Next turn okay, he's dead. Excellent. Another... Oh, this is the wrong kind of piece. Can I make it 5 tall? I think you have to go 1 up and 1 down. So I'll start going down here. Got nunchucks. For each adjacent empty space, it gets +1 damage. For each adjacent item, it hurts myself. So it has to be very isolated, and that doesn't work with my building style. A bouncer pushes adjacent items away. Okay. Interesting. Again, it's like the piston, but not. Maybe if you had like a bouncer and then a piston and then like an item, you could give it a super push. Like the bouncer would push it all away once, and then it would hit the charge would hit the piston, and then the piston would hit again. But I don't know why you would want any of this stuff. I feel like some divine inspiration is gonna come across me later though. Maybe. I can hope. I got a damaged knife, which I think is a free item. It only has 3 uses, but I can just put it at the start. We got no shops. Let's make a deal. Get a different item of the same rarity. Hang on, what do I have? This is rare. And I feel like this is the most useless rare item I have right now. This is uncommon. I'll give him the book. We're gonna re-roll it. Scimitar. The offer still stands. Nah. Deal 7. When an adjacent or a diagonal item is destroyed, it gets +1 damage. The swords also do 7, but they're buffed. I could throw this in just because it's a bit better. I'm gonna take out this blade. I wanna just use the same weapon 3 times. Then I can get rid of these swords, and I've got some more space. Also, I can move the chest plate over here. I can move this up here. And I can put the defensive grid in and get a bit of extra block again. Yeah, okay. I was wondering if there was a way to buff the scimitar with the breastplate too, but I don't care that much. It's only a temporary item. 10 gold. Poison to a weapon, burn, or spikes to a shield. Maybe later. Do I have a key? Nah. Two crabs. Easy. A brick. The brick build's back on the menu. Oh, that's probably why I lost last game, because I sullied the brick build. Now, the breastplate does not do much by itself. It buffs a lot of armor. I didn't know it buffed armor. I forgot about that. I thought it just buffed weapons. So, you want to buff the armor with the breastplate and the weapons. Let's put it like, oops. Let's put all this stuff kind of here. I want to take the lizard blade because 16 for 2 is only 8 for 1. And right now this thing is already doing 8 for 1. And I get to use it 3 times instead of just once. So we're gonna say no to the lizard blade. I didn't think it was just an uncommon thing. So that kind of makes me think rather of it. I'll take the battery because it's just a consumable. I'll put it in line with my projectile, so I'll just get an extra 2 energy into the scimitar. If I put it next to the scimitar, just this once, it'll be destroyed when it touches it, and it'll buff the scimitar, which might save me a bit of damage down the road, and I'll take a cactus. Right, I don't have a key. And do I have 12 gold? I do. I'm gonna add poison to the scimitar since I'm gonna be using it so much. Delve into the robo chest. Just more consumables. I'll put yet another battery in line here just to have one stellar opening move next floor. Or maybe I could do this, but I'd be a little more sensible and I just kind of stash him in reserve so that when I come across a boss fight, I can do a good opening move against the boss. Also gonna... I don't want to push my whole thing to the right. I gotta reorganize. We'll put harmless stuff here. But by moving the core back, I make the defensive grid a bit stronger. Okay, we're doing alright again. Maybe this time I'll make it to the first boss. Lots of enemies. We're taking 7. Not too bad. We're gonna do 24, which is not enough. 27 plus poison. Oh, plus the 8, so we can kill 1 enemy of choice. I'll just take one out before he blocks. Pretty straightforward. 2 keys. Any doors? We have 1 door. Although it looks like I can kind of just go around the door. So you can either go the valuables route and then skip 2 fights, or you can just go through the fights. And I need the fights for experience. Skull Wand deals damage to all. Although I don't know, I think doing a mana build with a character like this, where you need to use the same weapon multiple times potentially to consume a fat stack of mana stones would be quite tough. So I'm gonna pass up on that, although it is rare, so I will take it for selling. So I guess I didn't really pass up on that after all. We got... This was my old brick. It's still here. I think I can put the wand in the way it just won't be used. Then I can I just want to make sure I don't accidentally use the bouncer and like push all my stuff out of my inventory or something. Yeah. Oh, there's a key to a healer. I don't have any money though. Mana stone, get out of here. We'll use up the key. Poison to a weapon again. I'll be saving up 12 gold, I think, because that's pretty decent. You again. Another rare item for another curse. Okay. The mask is a rogue's mask. It can be used once per combat, so I have to activate it. Other helmets are disabled, so my spiky helmet is disabled. And it adds dodge. So per combat, it's a one-time dodge. As opposed to a helmet that gives me 3 block and 4 spikes. Oh, a wizard cap is legendary. Where'd I get this from? Okay. And it consumes my energy. It's legendary, but I don't even think there are any... I don't think there are any shops on the floor, so... 2 great things that I would love to sell instead of own. I'll put the... adjacent and diagonal weapons get +1 poison to self. I wonder if I can move curses in my inventory. Because if I start up combat, use a microchip, switch these 2 things around, I'm gonna be fine. So I think I'll try that. I can also test my charge just to see what'll happen, but I always forget. I can't move a curse! Now my weapon's gonna poison me to death. Ugh. I can remove curses at a healer, but I don't have any money. But we'll see how much it costs. It costs 3 gold. I have the money. I sense a great disturbance, she says. Something horrible's been placed in your backpack. Let me see. She removes a quill and pokes it into your bag carefully. That should do it, she said. She just gave my bag acupuncture. Okay, let's see what's in the chest. Ah! Enemy, hermit crab mimic. Okay. Pretty easy. I will move this over real quick. There we go. Oh, a long boy. That's realistically my the only time I'm gonna fill up this slot. So I better put it there. Move the boots down so they're a bit more better. My pushy thing got pushed out for some reason. Another battery, I suppose. Why not? Citrian buffs a weapon. That's great. I'm gonna buff my scimitar with it. Like that. And... I don't really need the key. I'll take the empty cup just so I can throw it at someone. Yeah. Here's another healer for later. Purple snail. Get him. Got him. 11 damage per thing on the scimitar now. That's pretty good. Another spiked helmet. Another club. Nunchucks. No thank you. Chipped sword. No. Regen potion. I could use some healing, so I'm gonna carry this into the next. Check out the valuables. Just some more consumables. I'll take the cup. What the heck? I think the bricks model just was a little buggy. Kind of want to take the knife, but you know what? The cup is only once. The knife is 3 times, so we'll just do that. Do some more fighting. We'll just do it. We'll kill him. Oh, perfect. We get to regen all the way. Okay, what's this? Ruby Rotator. Adjacent weapons get +3 damage and it redirects charge. I'm gonna take it. I'm just gonna put it next to the scimitar, but I'm not gonna actually redirect anything into the scimitar. Although I might have to, just to fit it all in. This is gonna be a bit weird, but I can do it like this. Just so I didn't have to move my armor around. I think that's it. I'll take a key. Maybe I can use it another time. Sable. Sable's gonna get destroyed. I'm gonna get destroyed. Oh, perfect block, actually. Alright. Lucky ring. The little buckler adds 6 block for 1. He's very cute, but I'm afraid today is just not his day. We're gonna continue. Hey, cute little one. And me? A waft of smoke passes by your nose. What is that? He's ripping a massive vape cloud. You smell a lot of strange things in this swamp, but ritual smoke of the turtles has an unmistakable odor. Ah, blue raspberry. Smells sweet like chocolate. Smells like they need to wash their shell too. Our magic is a gamble, she says to you. Will you let fate guide you? How much money do I have? We'll just say no thanks, but... Okay, we have 11 money. 70% chance for a legendary, or we can cheap out and go a 50-50. I don't really need the healer. Well, if I go to the healer with 5 gold, I'll get a health upgrade. And honestly, I think I need the health upgrade. Alas, she says the spirits are not speaking today, but perhaps this item can still be useful. What? He's a little buckler, but sad. The boo-hoo buckler. On take damage, adds 9 block. That seems kinda bad. The only way that would be good is if enemies do multiple hits. Or if there are multiple enemies, I guess. But still, I do not appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, but I will be heading off now. Oops, I forgot the thing you gave me on the floor. Oh, I needed 8! Wah, wah. Thought it was 5. I thought it was 5. Give me something in the chest. Another ruby rotator. Okay. How are we gonna do this then? We gotta do some serious moving around of the stuff. Or we could just swap out the regular rotator for the ruby rotator and not bother moving anything around. I like that more. Wait, no, that doesn't touch the shield. Of course. Okay, so what I have to do is move this. I have to do something. I probably have to move this around. And then I have to move this stuff over. The right gauntlet will miss out on 1 block, but it'll still get 2 from here. I could put this back here, put this... no. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Put the brick here. Now the skull wand is a rare. Do I want to keep it? Do I want to throw something away so I can keep it? Right, the red pipes, they redirect as normal, but they also buff the weapons they're touching. So the ruby rotator on the right doesn't actually redirect anything, but he's still buffing the sword. It's a pretty basic robo build in the end. I've just got a bunch of backup batteries in case I want to cheese a boss with it. And yeah, +3 damage. I'm gonna get rid of the bouncer, I suppose, because I've just been keeping this stuff on a whim. Let me try something, let me test. Okay. 3, 2, 1. So, even though the ruby rotator is in the path of the charge, because a walled off side is where the charge intersects, it just passes right through. So this is good. This works. I don't need to bother twisting the corners or anything like that. I can put this back and I can keep my thing. It's just a weird... One more test. Alright, so we've got a scimitar that does 1 poison, 17 damage. And that's good. That's what we need for this boss. But just to make it even better, I'm gonna take those backup batteries I've got, and I'm gonna point them up like that. And that way, my first hit is gonna be an extra spicy hit. It's gonna do 7 scimitar hits, I think. Here we go. So it uses the batteries, it continues, and then 1 battery, and then the other battery. Yeah. Yeah! Take that, loser. I got another... No, it keeps throwing our brick out of the screen for some reason. Okay. Coral. Shields get +2 spikes. And when I use a shield... This gets +2 spikes to self this turn. So the shields get 2 spikes, and every time I use a shield, it gets 2 more spikes that turn. So this is good if I'm going to use the same shield multiple times, which I'm not. I'm only going to use this one once. Okay. Gem of Anna, which is again the Resurrect. Belt of Knives. And when I use a weapon, adjacent weapons get buffed. I only have 1 weapon again, so that's not too useful to me. It is a pretty well-rounded thing, so if I pick it, there's a good chance that something could happen, but I think I'm gonna pick the gem since... I thought, what happened to my cactus? Is it wilting? I think it just got rotated. There we go. Or was it like... Nah, it was the other way. I thought I needed to water my cactus or something. Another bouncer, a toggle. It'd be fun to make up like a complex chain and stuff, but I don't know if I'm just sleepy or if I can't think of or if there's just not enough option for that right now. Not enough ways to facilitate that right now. I've got a key. I could go to the deep cave or the enchanted swamp. I think I'm gonna pick the swamp. The bramble was good to me, so I'll pick the swamp, which is like a bramble, but even more. Give me this. What? Ah, the Brabble's not good to me. I'm taking 4 damage. No bricks? Another cleaver? Okay. I've got 2 special cleavers now. Oh, and a 3rd cleaver. Alright, this is something. This is something. The queen cleaver... Oh, Compass, he's fallen out of his bed. I'm rescuing him. He jumped off. It was a daring rescue. It didn't work, but... So, the queen cleaver uses diagonal cleavers, and it costs 2. And the jack cleaver uses above cleavers, or, you know, in a direction. And it costs 2 as well. So, a jack cleaver plus a regular cleaver, which is 4, plus a queen cleaver, which is 6, is 17 damage. And this is also 17 damage for 1, but this is after buffs, and these cleavers are before buffs. And I can scale the cleavers in the future a bit better than I can scale the other ones. So interesting. I want to take them. But I got so much garbage. There is a shop. I might book it to the shop just so I can sell some. I'm gonna get rid of the piston, and I'm gonna get rid of like the cactus and the thorns and the wand for now, and I'm just gonna work with what I've... And the... Sorry, little brick, but I can't even see you half the time. And the ring. Gotta keep the armor. But let's see what we can do here. And the battery, maybe. So we'll put the armor where it's all getting buffed, because that's where my block is coming from. And maybe we put this stuff over here. Let's use 1 cleaver. Let's use the jack cleaver. It gets buffed by a ruby rotator. And then we'll put a queen cleaver next. It costs 2 energy, but the jack is going to use it for free. And then diagonal ones are going to be used. And then I'm going to put, I think, this ruby rotator maybe here. And then I can put a regular cleaver here. So 1 rotator is buffing 2 things. If I wanted, I could put this rotator here as well. So they're both getting buffed more efficiently. 1 rotator buffing 2 things instead of 1. And then the citrine can just point at 1 thing. So this, right now, goes back to 11. But the cleaver combo is 7 plus 12 plus 10. Which is, what, 29? And I forget what this was unbuffed, 17? I think it is a bit worse. But I want to do a cleaver build, so whatever. And then we'll take back the other stuff. Maybe there's just a way to pack it in more efficiently. If I move the scimitar to the left, it's getting buffed by the ruby again. So that's something. That's something indeed. If I take a luck ring, I will have a better chance of getting more special cleavers in the future. If I take a brick, I will be... I'll have 0 block. So good. Put that chip over here, put the wand back in. The only thing I'm dropping is the Rose of Thorns, which gives me 1 spikes. So that's pretty good. Yeah, and the microchip won't be used by accident. I'm gonna leave the chest for later. Ooze all these boys, there's skinks. Skinks appear silently, sneaking digits snap up treasures from the unsuspecting. They're gonna pickpocket. They can't pickpocket a robot. I've got my battery pointing at the thing, so I guess I'm just gonna slaughter them all. Here we go. Boom! And... that didn't do much. Hang on. So... 3 energy... I think the... whatever. I wasn't watching that first time, but I saw the cleavers activate this time. Another piece. This is the piece I need to complete this nice bottom square. But it's too wide. Where do I want more room? Maybe over here. Take it. And I'll push the stuff to the left one. What's this? Repeater. Can be used once per turn. Destroys charges. Creates a new 1 energy charge for each energy the charge that was destroyed held. So if I feed it 3, it'll give me a 1, and then a 1, and then a 1. Which I could see being useful if you want to use a 1 energy item 3 times. But it's kind of the opposite because they need to power these more expensive cleavers. So while the repeater is good for some times, it's not good for me times right now. I got a shiv just for stabbing. I'll put it in there. We fighting some sort of battle frog. It looks like he's got like a big boxing glove on the end of his staff. He's a mage of punching you really hard. Got some loots. He's gonna add spikes to everyone. That's kind of a big deal because I'm attacking something 4 times, so I'll go for him. I did not kill him. The shiv, okay, I need to do 8, so that's 7 and 9, I guess so. This is gonna hurt a bit. Ah, shields tanked it. We're good. A little ouchie. We're hanging in there. Another cleaver. Another cleaver. This one uses the above cleaver. But I'll just put it here so that the queen cleaver is using another cleaver. It's getting buffed by this ruby, which is great. Got another shiv to just stick in there. I don't think I want anything else. Would be nice to have the breast. Nah, it's just a +1. I don't care. Hello, Fragrant 297. Oh, it's a bot. Ah, yes, this is why I said, hey Tara, could I give you a mod? To occasionally remove the occasional message like that. Here, let's hit some boys. Dang, I thought, wow, someone had the that interest to write more than just a hello. But no, not actually. We be bonking these guys though. No sables allowed. Steel boots. Weapons in the column get weapons in the column get damage. We're gonna do it like this so all these weapons get damage. Let's do maybe like this. Going a bit more towards a damage focus by sacrificing some block, but I think it'll be pretty good. What's this? Masonry tools. Can be used 1 time per combat, creates a brick in this row. Ooh, brick build is back on the menu, boy. Is it really though? Kind of. I don't want to sell my gem because I know if I pick the brick build, I'm gonna need it. But I want to pick the brick. Pick the brick. Pick the brick. I kind of wish the brick would stay invisible wavelength of light, but what do I want to get rid of though? All this stuff is so good. Okay, well, cactus. No one likes cactus. My wand, of course. That was the one thing I was hanging on to forever. Masonry tools are on sale even, and he's got a free brick to, you know, start us off. Just get us into the brick, to start feeding the habit of brick building. Potted aloe removes poison from me. Dark, wet stone adds weak to me and to weapons. I don't want it. Soldier's buckler buffs weapons. Eh. Another rotator. I mean, I've got ruby rotators, which I could use if I really need. So, maybe. I'm just cooking up space for bricks here, really. I have to put the masonry tools in the correct row, too. Here's what I'm thinking I do for now. I put this gauntlet here, I put this here, I open up these two spaces, and this is gonna be my brick row in the near future. Next battle, I'll make a brick there. Let's see if there are any more bricks in the chests. There is. We got a brick. What keeps happening? What? Are you seeing this? Well, it's still a brick. Where am I gonna put my new brick? The brick build does not favor people like me who are lacking in space. Makes sense that I would have to get rid of a couple shivs probably to fund this endeavor. But I'm in the mood for brickin'. Let's shift everything one space over right now. You better appreciate this brick building. Tumbus. Hi Tumbus. You heard there were bricks? I know, it is all very exciting. Come here, big boy. Alright, we've got 3 spaces for bricks now. In the future, 3 combats worth of bricks. Well, if we take our helmet back, that's no, it's still 3 spaces. Let's see what's in this chest. More brick. Nope, no more bricks. A big old bramble adds poison to everyone. Lance is piercing. I don't know. Okay. Deals 11 to all. This deals... You know what? If it also costs... Oh, it costs 2. Never mind. Maybe if I take the lance and then I sell it. We do that. We take the lance, we sell it. Hey, baby Tumbus. He's a big boy. Look what I found. Check that out. Forage. Add more damage to a weapon. That would be pretty good. Just some more damage. Hey, Dumbus. I'm gonna add it to the Queen Cleaver. I'm thinking, if I can pull it off, I want to pivot away from the scimitar. I want to have like a bounce backer block and an amplifier to have 4 energies, so I pass through the jack once, and then I bounce back, and then I pass through the jack again. And that would be a nice cleaver build. Or maybe I have I don't know, 2 jacks in a row, and then they both trigger the chain or something like that. Moving on. Okay, we're gonna build up our brick empire. Gonna build up our construction industry. Alright, we got some enemies here. Newt. Send newts. Use my brick. I'll put it with the others. 2! Now everyone's spiky. What are you gonna... Never mind. Is there something that damages everyone? No, I have to waste a damage on you. I have to waste 9 damage on you just to... That's annoying. Whatever. Let's just hit stuff. Yeah, these newts are annoying me. We'll go for the damaged enemy, though. I don't think we're taking hits yet. Yeah, we're still not taking hits. Okay, very good. Another brick. Cup of oil. Bandages heals me 3 after every combat. That'd be nice. I don't really reasonably need a key. I could take a bandage, but what do I... Maybe we start getting rid of lucky rings. Maybe. I just need health. Sentry. That's a new word to this game. What do I have? 16 gold. I can add block to armor, haste to a shield, regen to a ring. Armor would either be boots. I'd probably add it to the gauntlet, because I'm gonna keep that gauntlet. It's such a good thing. So much block for a 1x1. Alright, sentries. Oh. They're just some robots. You're gonna add rage to everyone. You're gonna add weak to me. That's not good for me. There we go, we're all bricked up. We are very bricked up. More heart rings. Heart rings will... Okay, we're really running out of space here. It might be time to say goodbye to good luck. And the brick empire needs more space for bricks. Might be time to get rid of the breastplate. I don't know. This is a +1, a +1, and +4 block. That's not... For 4 spaces, when space is the biggest commodity of all time, it's not that good. You can put this gauntlet here. You can buff a cleaver instead. You can... Oh, I forgot to move my boots too. Put these rings up here. I feel good making this choice. We got a lot of health that we can grow into. And I'll take a battery, I suppose. Just as a... Maybe I take a dodge potion. Not sure. I'll just throw the battery in there. You again. How much money do I have? 10! Very well. Fortune favors you, and a legendary item appears at the base of her staff. Lucky, she says. It's a shield that I don't want. It removes spikes and rage from enemies, which is... like, okay, but energy is the thing that I need a whole lot right now, so... And there's no shop. Well, well, well. Another battery. I'll take it. I'm not liking that turtle right now. Get a different item of the same rarity. What would I want to trade in right now? Probably, like, nothing. Who are you? Salamander. Very powerful, dignified, really long tongue. Another brick. It's in the wrong row? That's okay, though, because it falls down. See, I know. We didn't kill the salamander, though, so we got a Curse of Spikes. On use, it adds 10 spikes to all enemies, but I have to put it in my path somewhere, and if I put it in my path, like, anywhere, then I lose out on valuable stuff. So I gotta take the 7. Oh boy, at least we get her this turn. And he will run away. Get out of here. I got a bit of health back from my bandage. Thank goodness. I guess the dart and the, maybe the liquid armor? Nah, I need brick space. I need space for my bricks. I've got a whole wall to build. No time. The salamander's gonna curse me again and it's gonna be terrible. But maybe the dart will do it. I don't think so, but... Anyway. Brick. Oh! We did it. No curse for me. Excellent. Oh, what's this? Cloud sword. It floats. For each adjacent or diagonal structure, it gets +2 damage. Nah, okay. Nah, this is what we might need. Check it out if you didn't know, right? We're just gonna set these bricks aside right now. If something floats... Wait, did they change that? They changed it! Used to be, if you had... Oh, no, I'm wrong. I'm mistaken. If I had, like, a 2x1 heavy piece in the past, you could have the heavy piece prop up the floating thing, because the heavy piece can't fall, and the floating thing can't rise. But right now, it's at the top. Still, though, I think we could probably make it pretty bricky if we wanted. I would just need to reorganize my entire build, my entire pack. It would be nicer to have it here is what I'm saying, so I can have as many bricks as look at that, I can put bricks on top of it. I can have bricks in a wall like this. I can have, I'm gonna put the gauntlet here as a support. And then we need one more brick here. Now if we have... Okay, the Queen Cleaver uses... This is fine, this is fine. We can just move things a little bit. We'll move it like this. Move this here. This is good. So now, the Cloud Sword does 22 damage for 1. Whereas, it's just better than the Scimitar. That's all there is to it. We'll put our little block up in there. We'll test it. What? Oh, my diverter is actually diverting now. Oops. Alright, so it hits the Scimitar instead. Very good. And then we've got a floating Sapphire that can buff whatever I want. I'm gonna have it buff 2 cleavers. And I'm gonna get a I guess just a rose. No, wait. I get a. Yeah, I'll take a nothing. I gotta put down my brick in that spot. Okay. Spin the wheel, win a prize. What is this? Vacuum. The closest item below is pulled up. Why am I pulling stuff? Okay, 2x1 brick wall. This is what we need. We got we got 5 things that I would hate to get, and 1 thing that I would love to get. So let's get the brick wall. Spin this. Oh my god. Ah! Small curse. Okay. I can just put it there. That's fine. Like, it's not fine, but it's fine. The brick wall, not quite. I'm not gonna spend money to try to get it again, because I'm not gonna get it again, but it would have been nice. It would have been nice. I've moved the masonry out of the way, so I can remove the small curse on my turn. Then I can put the masonry back, and then I can fill up that spot with a brick. Now, unfortunately, I'm probably gonna get cursed by the cursed lady again. And this is probably what's gonna be killing me. I'm gonna take 8 damage. But this is gone. So I can... where's my chip? There it is. I thought I got rid of it by accident. Now we use it, and now we'll take our brick. And now the sword is buffed a little bit. Damage, damage, damage. Alright. Stuff. I don't really want this stuff. The bricks are not optimally placed for high block, but they are buffing the heck out of the cloud sword. And I'm willing to live with it that way. Where are we gonna put our next brick? We're gonna have to get rid of a heart ring, but seeing as we're on like no health to begin with, and there are no healers on this floor even, maybe next time I'm willing to give up a heart ring for one. Am I though? Is he though? He probably is. What else would he be giving up? Certainly not the bandage. The spiked helmet adds 1 block and 4 spikes. 4 spikes is kind of fun, but maybe we transition out of the spikes and we just get transitioned into the brick zone. The only thing that can really take us down are enemies that curse us. I'm just gonna move my bricks around like that. We'll do it like that, I suppose. I'm good with that. Moving on to the next centuries. Easy. Let's get the rage one. Give me my brick. I've been given the brick. Boom, boom, boom. Another piece. I need this. Alright, where are we gonna... kind of do it like this? No, that's too wide. How about like this? That's kind of wide. What about like this? Maybe? Make it taller up here. Maybe like this. It'd give us room to expand our cleavers without encroaching on brick wall territory. Amplifier. We're halfway there to our plan where we rebound the charge. I definitely... Can I please, like, click and hold the thing? I can't move anything. I can't take my items. I can't take my items! I'm gonna save the game. Can't save right now. That's fantastic. I can't do anything. I can't move my items. I can rotate them. Is there any reason for this that I can think of that isn't just a bug? I guess I could load a save. Hopefully RNG is predetermined, otherwise I would hate to lose the amplifier. I guess I'll just load a save. It's getting late anyway, if this doesn't work. Well, I mean, if it... Continue game. Oh god, that's not much of an autosave at all. No! No! We're back at, like, the start of the floor. Ugh. Okay. Well, it would be a bit disappointing call the run that early. But at the same time, it's getting late, and I kind of want to call the run early. Give me a sec. Yeah, okay, I think I'm just gonna call it night, which is pretty unfortunate. It was fun, but it's kind of wiped out my willingness to keep going. Alright, well. Unfortunate, but I do have work tomorrow, and I have to make lunch and feed cats and do all sorts of stuff like that. I think I still want to play this character through to completion, however, another time it'll be a whole new run. This does not count as a brick build, so if the opportunity comes back, we will do another brick build. I mean, we will do our very first brick build. But I feel like I haven't really scratched the surface with this character yet, especially since all I've done was make an L-shaped line throughout every single iteration of my inventory, really, except for that one S-shaped line, just because it was more convenient for me. But I'm trying to think of stuff that I could maybe do that is more complicated, that also suits like a good play style of the game. Like maybe, I don't know, maybe a toggle would be useful if if I don't know, maybe the toggle would be useful if you had, I honestly can't think of a single reason. Like, I don't know. Maybe Switch would be good if you wanted to have like a defense path and an offense path. But I don't know. In no game that I can think of would you want to just either do all the damage and not block at all, or only block and do no damage. But I think as I get flooded with more and more items, and perhaps as the the inspiration strikes me, I'll figure it out. Maybe it's all about stuff that moves around too, because I haven't cracked the secret of moving stuff around yet either. Maybe I can do some clever stuff. Reposition the diverters while the charge is still in motion and whatnot. I have no idea. Although, maybe it's possible to use pistons to make some sort of machine that ejects curses from your backpack. I think that would be pretty funny, but that's all I got. I will be streaming tomorrow again. It'll be Outer Wilds again, this time. Doing the DLC, and then I don't know, I'll just be streaming Backpack Hero every day or 2 or 3, just one run at a time. There's so much stuff to explore yet. So thank you all for watching. See you when I see ya. Have a good night.